Greetings and salutations, and welcome back to our Let's Play of E4 with RedBstrd. We're continuing our Aztec run, and we're trying to get Sunset Invasion. We already have the achievement, but fulfilled the requirements. So we have Lisbon, we have Madrid, we have Rome, London, we have Amsterdam. All we need is Paris. We're currently allied to France because the world is hostile. Put it that way. We don't have the power of like a world conquest behind us, so we could take on the world all at once. And right now, basically, the only person we can really count on in a confrontation with France would be the Ottomans. And they have not been performing well. Okay, there's oftentimes that, you know, France will mop the floor with everyone and the Ottomans will as well. But in this game, Spain has been crazy powerful. And the Ottomans are holding on to their first place position, but only because we've been teaming up against Spain, trying to keep them in check, and we've been helping out the Ottomans. But France is the 8th ranking great power behind Hindustan, which we can't even see yet. And what we would like to do is provoke a war with some of France's allies and take Paris off of them. But we would have to get a lot of war score to do that because they wouldn't be a co-belligerent, and people could certainly take advantage of that opportunity to attack us. So I'm not sure, you know, what the best option is here. We might want to try crushing Spain again first, and doing something like attacking Portugal. I can't do that right now. We have not only this truce for another year, but also they're guaranteed by our ally, Scotland. Although Scotland probably wouldn't come in, they're fighting a succession war over the English throne, which I think they'll win. Well, yeah, they'll probably win. As long as their heart's in it. And it's raining in the background. Hopefully you guys can't hear that. If you can hear weird noises, that's what it is. Okay, we get 100 military points. We could recruit a general for free, but that would put him up to 80. That's too much. We could recruit a conquistador that would put him at 75. And we already have the advancement of the nobility, so we shouldn't see another event coming. Let's see. Conquistador? Yeah, well, let's get a conquistador. Now we got 150 military points. And we're already ahead of time here, so let's go ahead and get better horses, which isn't a substantial part of our military, but that artillery combat ability at the end and the bonus discipline will be really nice. And our next idea... oh, I guess our next one can't be military. Yeah, we've got... oh, we just took quality. Yeah. Well, I think then our next one should be something that gives us good policies. Possibly like religious, because religious and quality should give us some good stuff. Let's take a look while we're waiting for our money to go up. So we could get religious for that military zeal act Plus 5% morale of armies, plus 10% siege ability would be really nice. And then potentially we could get quantity after that if we can get that far. I mean, we're behind on tech. At least we're finally caught up on institutions, and we're enjoying this neighbor bonus, so hopefully things will work out for us. Let's go for that Eastern Indian Ocean, and that should find some of these nations for us. Ah, stop doing that. They took espionage too. They did it just to troll us. Okay, what happened here with this war? I think Scotland lost it. Yeah, they did. And they're no longer guaranteeing Portugal, so that's no longer a concern. That's one way to get our inflation down. And now we've only got one more loan. That'd be nice when we pay that off. About 6 months, and we'll have to start paying our troops because I definitely don't want to be caught with our pants down in relation to Spain. I'd love to expand and upgrade our navy. Love to get 20,000 more troops. I think upgrading this is actually the most important thing for us to be doing. Capital Fort needs to hold, particularly when we don't have enough troops over here to hold off attacks. Why is it running so poorly? Let me just check to see if there's anything in our background that's not supposed to be running. Sorry about this. I can't see anything. It's just looks like it's the late game lag. Okay, I think our plan is going to be pay our troops and simply wait till we could ask for a contribution here later in the month. Well, we'll have to wait a little bit longer. Get that loyalty up. Man, you guys are annoying. And counter espionage is not really going to do too much, because one or the other is going to get through. Grant those. And Spain is doing a military buildup, I can see. Okay, it's going to take us about a year to get each point here, so that's about a year and a half. At that point, we can pay off our loans and start building up our armies. And I'm half tempted to just provoke a war here to weaken them. And hopefully weaken France, and then turn on France after that. But they might do us a service of doing something like attacking France. And if so, we can dishonor it and piggyback. $131. So we have more troops than them, but they have a lot more than France. And we're well allied since we have the Ottomans. Let's go for the Western Indian Ocean. Okay, so this could be somebody that we attack. They just have a capital fort there. We wouldn't actually go to occupy it, but it would just bring in France and them. I should improve relations with them for right now. If we want to betray them, we don't want them to betray us. So we would have to get 2 provinces from them, one of which has a level 8 fort. We could potentially drop troops off here and just march up to Burgonia. We have a conquistador, so we could certainly scout that area out. Let's go ahead and ask for this cash. Pay off loans, that way we don't have any interest. I think it would be a good idea to just take like 1,000 of these guys. March them down here. Put this guy in charge. Ship him over to here. Got better things to do with these guys now. Let's improve relations with Tuscany. Did that uprising provoke French buildup? Not really. Man, it's really come down out there. Hopefully there's no rebels in here that'll kill off this. Maybe I should have just used a merc. Well, we've got plenty of manpower at the moment. Okay, so we can get 15 more units of troops. Why don't we spend our cash to get what we can here? He's suffering attrition now. I just wait for an opening. Basically what I'm waiting for is either Spain to get preoccupied in another war, or France to get preoccupied in another war. I'm hesitant to march through their territory when we saw that they just had rebels, but hopefully those rebel problems are solved. And it makes sense to scout out their territory before we invade. That way we don't have this fog of war anywhere. Probably gonna miss some provinces like that, so we'll come back through. Okay, Tuscany. Yeah, 5 more troops, can't afford them. I'll just get the 2 for now. And of course, we want more and more artillery the longer this is going on. The later it gets, the better artillery gets. But we need some cash. Heck. We gotta lose this stability. Can't afford to lose 20 army tradition. Army tradition's already kind of pitiful. Yeah, let's make our merchant guilds happy. Yeah, I don't see any reason to pass any of those things. Okay, why are you moving troops around like that? You might have an uprising somewhere. And let's top off relations with Ottomans. And with Tunis. Yeah, so if Spain is preoccupied, we could just move all of our troops up to here and attack into France. And I think basically we could drop enough troops on their territory that they wouldn't even try to get us off of these, of whichever 2 forts we're sieging. As long as we have our troops in 2 stacks. Okay, this should complete our maps. But the problem is we would have to trounce them so significantly that we could take 2 provinces. And they have allies, and we have an alliance with them, so we can't declare war on them directly. Okay, so Spain is attacking Nuremberg. pushing up this way. Brabant. No, it's the Palatinate. That's the Emperor. They will bring in a bunch of people. Okay, Russia's not preoccupied. I think this might be our opportunity. Let's take a look. If we were to declare war here, who would assist us? We could get Scotland, Tuscany, and Tunis, and I think we could trounce France. France is allied to them, so they wouldn't. Ottomans have debts, they wouldn't. But Spain's preoccupied. Okay, let's start moving troops over. We're gonna go for it. Gonna take a few shipments. And this might take 2 wars against France. Because that's 45 development and 16. It will take a lot. I think people are more likely to pile onto them. Okay, where's that? Here. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. If we really need the manpower, we could just raise a Mark army, crush them. Okay, 3 more. And this is mostly just to be at our force limit and try to scare off anyone who might attack us. Let's get rid of these +1 guys and try to get one that's going to give us some better capabilities in war. Okay, how long has the video been going on? 23 minutes. Yeah, we'll at least get in position. I really should buy more transports. And I know that we're betraying an ally here. Completely backstabbing him, but it's alright because it's France. Ooh, discipline. We'll take discipline. We still don't have the North Atlantic or the Baltic. We have the Southeast Pacific. I'm just worried that French ships will sink ours. Specifically, I mean our explorer units. Yeah, France doesn't have too many troops in the French mainland. 46k, that I can see. 49k. And again, I think people are more likely to prey upon them than they are on us at present. That is good. Oh, we'll have a loan, but, you know, can't really care about that. We're at the point of the game that debt doesn't really matter. Unless we do something really crazy, we're not going to go bankrupt. We could just spend like there's no tomorrow. Again, just going infantry because those guys' main purpose is just to dissuade people from attacking our capital and to bulk up our numbers. So that coalitions and so on are less likely. Okay, two siege general, I like that. Let's get another one. Let's switch those guys around for at least the moment. Just the papacy has ended. 1 second here. Sorry, I wanted to clear my throat. Vocal quality is degrading. Okay, our troops are almost in place. Let's get these guys into Rome where they'll be safe. I would like to get military tech 28. That infantry shock and the flanking range could really come in handy. But we're not going to try waiting for it. Somebody's going to beat us there. Because we've been working on our ideas a little bit. Okay. This one has more cannons. So it really should be our siege army. Okay, let's go ahead and save this here. And we'll stop the video and start up a new one and launch our war.